Hey everybody, I'm Dean Rose and welcome to the Morning Woodworker. This is a brand new YouTube channel for me, and this is the very first video, so I'm very excited about getting this thing started. If you like my videos, please hit that subscribe button so you'll be informed every time I upload new content, and also don't forget to hit that like and share button so other people can see my content as well. I have a lot of plans and videos that I'll be posting here in the future, and I think we're going to have a lot of fun, so I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. For my first video, I thought instead of making a build video, I would do a shop tour video. I know, everybody and their brother is making a shop tour video, but I don't want to make this to show off all my fancy, expensive tools or advertise for my sponsors. First of all, I have no sponsors, and to be totally honest, my shop is not that impressive, but that's kind of the point here. I want to show carpenters, woodworkers, crafters, builders, basically anybody who's ever picked up a hammer, that you don't need a huge elaborate workshop and a lot of expensive tools to make projects that turn out really nice that you can be proud of. I don't own a lot of expensive tools. In fact, a lot of my tools are hand-me-down tools or cheaper tools that I bought from some of the lesser-known big box stores. I do own a few more expensive tools, but these are things that I use pretty much on a daily basis, so they had to be of a little higher quality. I live in an apartment, and my shop is a rented, barely one-car garage that's right here on the property. So I have all of my tools that I own crammed into this small area, and almost every available inch of space is being used for something. So I think this is a perfect example of what any builder can do with a minimum amount of resources and a lot of imagination. So, enough talk, let's get on with the video. I told you it wasn't very impressive. Okay, this is my shop, and as I said before, I don't have a lot of available space here. My walls are pretty much filled, and yet I still keep bringing more things in. So we'll see how this pans out in the future. I'm not going to make this a long video. I'm just going to kind of swing around here to all the corners and show you what I've got and how I'm using my space. Over here I have all my cut-off lumber, small pieces there and some buckets, and I have a box here on wheels that I can roll around. It's got some of my larger pieces of lumber. I've got some sheet goods, not large things, but just a little bit larger sheet goods there. Up top I have some electrical cords and connections and different things there. Got my ladders here whenever I need them. I use those to get up into the attic. There's the access to the attic. You don't want to know what's up in there. There's even less room up there than there is here. So anything I don't have room for down here ends up going into the attic. So coming around here, it's summertime right now, so I have a fan here that blows on me because it gets very hot in here. Here's my miter saw on its stand here. I try to have as many things as I can on wheels so that I can move them around. You can see those two carts are on wheels, and the miter saw is on a cart with wheels. Underneath here, you'll see I have car batteries. I have 5 car batteries down there, and these are perfect for lumber that you're gluing together. I've drained out all the battery acid. I drilled holes in the bottom so that it would drain, and I let them dry out really well. And then I filled the core with leveling compound to make it even heavier, so I don't have to worry about battery acid getting on my material, and it's very heavy. It works really good as a weight while I'm gluing lumber together here. Here's my this is my scroll saw, of course. Underneath there I've got some more free weights I use again for glue ups. I have a small disc and belt sander here. Underneath there, I've got my sanding discs and sanding pads and different accoutrements for that. Over here is another stand that's on wheels for my bandsaw. You can see it's not a big heavy-duty bandsaw. It's a small one. It's only used for small projects. I have some various jigs and things underneath here. I also have, I didn't show you, but underneath this card I also have a few jigs for my table saw. There's a taper jig there, and there is a box joint jig, and also a spline jig laying there that I've been using a lot lately. And you can see behind here is where I keep all my lumber. I keep lumber here. I keep metal studs, conduit, PVC, any type of long pieces of material that I don't have room for anywhere else. That's where that goes. Over here is my drill press. Again, it's just a benchtop drill press. Nothing impressive. Got my drill bits down there. Some parts drawers here that I made. Above there is shelving that I've got some excess boxes of materials that I don't use a whole lot, so I keep it up there. This is my main wall for tools. I'm in the process of changing this up. Right now it's just got the pegboard pegs, and I absolutely hate pegboard pegs. You know, unless you glue them in or you buy the special little connectors to hold them there, they come out when you're trying to use your tools. So trying to move all these tools over to a French cleat system. I've started making some new racks here. Here's a rack for my hammers, here for my measuring devices, and for screwdrivers. And right now these are just hanging in here with something similar to my pegboard pegs, but I'm going to change that to a French cleat system, and that will be, I'll have to take all this stuff down and I'll put my French cleats up there, and I'll make brackets for everything that I'm going to put back there. Here is another one of my hardware racks. These are coffee cans that are designed to fit on a kind of a modified French cleat system. I have a piece of thin like masonite attached to the back. You see it's got a small sliver hanging down there, and it hangs on a rack here that is attached to the wall. And the theory in working this is fine, but I found that over time, as you can see, the weight of some of these things that are filled with nuts and bolts starts pulling this bracket away from the wall, and it's not a perfect system. So I'm actually redesigning that, and that's going to be that'll probably be another video in the future that I make. Over here is a storage system I'm kind of proud of. It's something I kind of worked on myself. These are old drywall buckets. As an old carpenter, I've done a lot of drywall in the last 35 years, and I've come up with a system here where I can use these buckets to hang my materials on. And as you can see, I've got brackets on the wall here with a little cleat here, and it's the exact same cleat at the bottom, which raises up a little bit, and that is perfect for these buckets. I can, with one hand, I can raise it up on that and hang it on there, and it hangs great. And I've got a lot of weight on this wall, and these brackets aren't going anywhere. In fact, this bucket here is full of pneumatic nails, and that thing is probably 30 or 40 pounds worth of nails, and it's holding on there with no problem. So that system there is one I've worked out, and I'm probably going to have that when I move and have a larger garage and larger shop. This is another project I work on. I call her Medusa. It's, I believe, probably the ugliest dust collection system on the planet. I was going to design one. I watched a lot of YouTube videos, and they show these using a shop vac. I didn't want to use my shop vac for a dedicated dust collection, so I have this vacuum right here. It's called the M1 Pig, and it kind of looks like a pig. It's an industrial vacuum. This thing has an incredible amount of suction, so I used it to create my dust collection system. This is the cyclone where the dust swirls around, it bounces off the sides, falls down into the collection bucket here. I've got a little sight glass here on the side so I can see how full it is getting. I know when to dump it. And then the final exhaust goes into this bucket, which has a shop vac bag in it, which removes all the very, very fine particles. So I've got that hooked up to my table saw here, and I also have attachments for some of my other sanding and cutting tools to draw the dust away from them too. So that's one of the biggest problems I have here, is controlling the dust. This is my my main tool that I use, my table saw, my DeWalt table saw. You can see it's just a contractor's table saw. It's got wheels on it, so I can actually fold this thing down and take it to a job site if I want. But this is my main table saw, and as you can see, it's not a very big bed on it. And I just wanted to reiterate that you'll notice all of these tools that I have are just basic small tools that you would find in a small shop, and yet I am able to do quite a bit of stuff with it. I've got some table saw sleds here, a miter sled there. This is my workbench that isn't your typical workbench. This is actually a tabletop that I got from work, and I'm utilizing it as a workbench in here. And I really like this because it's got a hard formica on here. I can paint on this, I can glue on it, nothing sticks to it. It cleans up really well. I can scrape off the paint or any kind of glue that gets on here, so I don't have to worry about that. And it is basically just attached to two base cabinets, and I've built this little raised platform underneath it for a couple of reasons. One, I got storage under here. I can put clamps and things under here, and also I have it at about the same level as my table saw, so it kind of doubles as an outfeed table for larger sheet material. If I'm ripping sheets of plywood or whatever, I can use this as an outfeed table. And I've got it set at about a ½ inch lower than the table saw, and this thing really works out great. Here's one thing I wanted to show you, and I don't have a video on this one, but this is an articulated camera mount that I use for doing my shop videos. As you can see, it's got several sections here, all connected with these hand screws. This can be stretched out in almost any configuration I want. Up here is an attachment where I fit my camera hit here, and it's I can rotate it any direction I want. This shroud here is to keep the glare off from the ceiling lights. I've got one fluorescent ceiling light and then just the light from the garage door opener there. But that shroud helps keep the glare off of the videos that I take here. I use this, I clamp this to the bench, and I can stretch this out anywhere I like. And I actually have a set of cards here for as I'm taking my videos. I can keep track of how many times it takes to make a video, and this goes all the way up to 16. Usually it doesn't take that long, but you know what, sometimes it does. And that helps when I'm editing my video later on back in the house. So I don't know what else I can tell you here. As you can see, this is my shop. Not much to it. Everything is crammed in here. I've got room to walk around, but I don't have a lot of room to walk around. But that just to go to show you that you don't need a lot of space in your shop to do whatever it is you want to do. I've been working this way for many years, and I'm getting to the age now where I'll be retiring pretty soon. When we do, we're going to be buying a house, and my only requirement is a 2-car garage or similar, something that size, so that I can have a place to work. And that's really all I need. The wife can have whatever she likes in the house. Other than that, all I need is a shop. And if you're a woodworker, you understand that feeling. So thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button. In the future, my videos won't be quite as boring. I'll be doing a lot of project videos. I have a lot of ideas on some things I want to build and things I want to show you, and hopefully you'll enjoy it too. So like and share my videos, and I'll see you next time on The Morning Woodworker.